course, nobody ain't supposed to talk about that. Many of them still in this movement. You understand what I'm saying? To kill the civic side of this movement, so people can think it's just another black religious Islamic sect. You get? That was their mission, to establish that fake reality, not reality, but that fake appearance of reality, that semblance, that color to the people, which is the color that most people have of the Moorish movement now. And anyone says that's not true is a liar, because that's the concept that people have of this movement. Until we came out and started reaching out to them while everybody else was being silent, condemning us for doing it too. And we put literature out there to change their concepts so they can have something to reference to. You understand? Just like the prophet said do. Exactly what the prophet said do. People mad at us, still mad at us for it. I don't care. Because I'm not in it for them. I got babies. And they got babies. And they got babies, and the babies that's still in the womb. And I ain't having it. And I'm a soldier. I came as a defender for Noble Dwelling. That's why I do what I do. I'm telling you blunt. And I ain't free.
Move the force of the conscious game. Superstars won't spend all those G's just a supercar. I'd rather put the funds to move the force guns. Dr. Sebi Remedy in trucks, skids and tons. Signing bonus, give to Gabriel or Evo or UMIA, let more replace Negro. I'm not the face watcher or friend beggar. I'm not the type to take back what I tell ya. Tight pants and dry clothes, I want a Rockefeller. Black Hawk down, a fly rapper and snap propellers. Airspace in these bars are no flow zones. I heard R&B singers are homo drones. I heard that from a gay rapper dressing so thug. G's can't pass butt cheeks, dressing so snug like a snuggle bear, showing me your underwear. Rapper Inquisition make rappers run from fear of being shown up. You already thrown up, punchlines and hooks leave their face swole up. Or like the triad, if you don't pay what's owed up. Rapper Inquisition, horror flick the lips sewn up. Can't go one-on-one for IHF zone up. Using the fiat and deals, pumping their clones up. Making more rap clones like iRobot. Short circuit the whole industry of rap robots. That butts boinking, working with the ones oinking. Hip-hop's hurting IHF, the vocal ointment. Flow like a break waves and b-boy girl dancers. Spit like pain of old school rappers. Fiend for the true hip-hop scratching like a producer. MC OGs with content that you used to. Feeling for true hip-hop scratching like a producer. MC OGs with content that you used to.
They want make me life hard like pavement. Me no fear to make my statement. Babylon go on with the mental and physical enslavement. Think right now if we all live like cavemen. How much for them down, how much now go make it. The righteous replace them, the more side erase them. Discrimination, plaguing with nation. Unity is strength, we weak with separation. Jailhouse meant to deplete elevation. Wisdom visit under deep meditation. How you have to see under sleep medication. Herbs are the healing of the nation. Tell them police, they not stop chase. Man, especially since they not no phone, no place. That's flirt of the tune. They know say you can't take that. See them chat, yeah, this rasta. Nah, take back, you don't know.
Couldn't grasp half of the shit that we've been through. These clip ass niggas making comments on YouTube. TorontoRappers.com talking about YouTube. Generation switch, shouldn't have to show you. Big man grow, bitch, don't worry about the old school. Haven't seen a man you used to see before. A certain man don't want the face see no more. Get off our dicks, your pussies is whores. Tendencies of a bitch, you should learn to be a more. And while you're hating, we'll keep repping T.O. and celebrating, cause enough soldiers soon home. We penetrating, got the locks and the codes. So do your own time, bro. We alright. Everybody on their own ground, but we still tight. It's just a miscommunication, which brothers don't fight. You need an occupation, or I forgot you tight. Shit about other man, cause you covered their life. But your business you should mind though, cause we work nights. And you ain't hard to find once darkness comes to light. And I don't care, you can take my flesh life here. I manifest, and I come back in your nightmares. And I kill you there, I've been traveling for light years. I can't die, but they won't see you hornier. You won't wake up, need to call the coroner, enough to wake up. Your boys will be corona, cause they slept. Reminiscing while the morning saying what the. Just yesterday we was blogging with each other. Shouldn't I? with just another brother and the rest of the camp. 2 decades straight, we've been making our stamp. Yay, I know you say you don't even know me. I make it clear I'm a Flemodon OG. Year to year, made stacks off them Moses from the block to the bars. I'm known we between the rats and the stars. I play it low-key looking down, and it's far at the top, it's getting lonely.
Of course, the agents that exist, whether or not it's informed by my lips, labeled angelic or devilish, based in the view to behold against the older we get. Our perspectives and actions change regardless, lines drawn between those that intend to hinder gain. Similar, not the same, switch up the seat, the left to complain. The reference frame change while still thinking life is a game. While we train, this battlefield, knowing when karma kicks is real. My mental plus my tempo must be ready to switch from hurt to heal. It's true to reveal similarities since they be following orders accordingly from trust to destiny. So mercy's unnecessary. Murder honorably with enemy, and as long as common mode exists, an opposition has to be contestment. Yeah, contest. I'll flatten your career, make a whack rapper. Too many whack rappers out there. This one's for y'all, yo. I'll flatten your career, make a whack rapper disappear. Grab you by your shirt back and kick your ass out of here. Bystanders run for cover, cause I'm back to reap havoc. Remember me? To kill them all and make them die tragic. Turn the opposition, cock it back and let him have it. Let him vanish like a magician and wrestle magic. And like poof, you're gone. With the proof I'm on. To all you non-substance rappers, if you want, respond. Give y'all a second, but I recognize you're repping some metrosexual shit, that's not the way that I'm stepping. I studied last year's testing, skim the cheat sheets. So test me now, kill commercial rap like dead meat. If you don't know, I'm Simon Phoenix and I dead beats. Hung commercial rap on front page, I can't be discreet. Lyrically dumb heat, leaving bodies in tall heaps. No mortal can walk like I do, now bow and kiss my feet. Call me sire, throw out your skinny jeans and retire. Back you up against the wall with hail or gunfire. Sharp talent, shred your skins and shatter your bones. Stay out of the kitchen, better yet, drop the microphone. Steadily prepping better recipes. I rap till the end, but rap won't be the death of me. But a shower posse when I catch ya, I wet ya, then blow you up the crime scene. All that's left is a stretcher. So test me now, make your fans convert. Have them wearing fatigues and burning tight pink ass shirts. Have them dashing out with flashy clothes like I'm not John. Milling your pipe bombs, labeled a wannabe rap icon. Check me later, I'm gone. Thought I died, but I respond. My words are bondable, but when I speak, don't respond. I drown shallow-minded MCs in a shallow pond. Mobilize a million men to march like I'm Farrakhan. But I'm more like Malcolm and my brother's son Falcon. Chasing crazy ball heads out of our town after I scalp them. Bit off more than you could chew, motherfuckers. Come test me now. So test me now. So test me now.
It's still IHF, still ill, hunting feds. The type to leave a body guy leaking from his head. Dirty like the naps in my head. The enemies still want me dead, but mentally I cause their bodies to combust spontaneously. I be that ghetto dentist, removing chest cavity with my psychopathic surgery. My incision won't be circular, more like linear. My network stop rising, can you still hear me clear? No more text messages, only mental mind blast to my comrades. Traders never overstand the task. Rather floss in some tight pants, some money in the hand. Big chains and rims spinning. My stone hands will leave your face smashed and ears ringing. Armageddon soon beginning, so there's no time for sinning. When I finally kill the devil, I'ma hear this angel singing. That's a beautiful song. I know we're dirty more's here. I know what Dirty Moors did to True Ali. I'm saying, I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I'm born at dirty rappers lynching dirty Moors too. Hiding literature that Drew wrote to warn you. They claim to make you Muslim and make you sovereign. With paperwork and filings, with fiat they robbing. They don't care about these words, throw it out like garbage. Or throw it at you when you're active, not passive. When they want to talk about like off a trampoline mattress, treat them like a vamp or a teen actress. Get stabbed with the brand like a mean savage. This inquisition divine, all others average. Millennium renaissance, heroes in our classes. Fed up with the czar control and fascists. Ask if they heard about Moors, they say no. But Masons, they obviously know. Down the handshakes and rituals with skull and bones. They even know about owls burning in Bohemian Grove. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. Dirty Moors killed Drew. I read the FBI papers on loyal Moors, the emergency fund rapers. Moorish literature and divine bylaw changers. Might as well say Drew Ali was born in a manger. Prophets put boys beside him, his food smelled danger. Got me treating every Moor like a stranger. Grand Chief One-kin stumbling drunk in their feds. What was proclaimed for every meeting was not read. Some Moors are so active, prophet can't be dead. Thanks Moorish teachers away, I can't be led. Actions speak, then I consider what's said. And what's said was study, then study yourself. Honest to the prophet over True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. Everybody wants to be just like True Ali, but nobody wants to care about True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to True Ali. I know what dirty Moors did.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th day, son of Mary, day ahead of my born day, independence and law, me similar to a lost case, with case laws, we break them down like Jericho, keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho, I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio, fake pandemics announced over the radio, annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains, I'm rock face, mixing with rock the hard way, I was in a lost state, prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate, cooking like I'm Saute, rapping like I'm Denzel, Malcolm X stage, I threw Roman J. Israel, and over to I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up, warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up, born in the manger, sworn to be savior, walk through the valley of the shadows of the death, different slavery, looking for light, the book of Genesis, astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis, abstract images of past lives kicking in, danger, running for your life, finishing.
Morris Lamar, key man or oracle, using trinity powers, decipher allegorical, lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic, facts like a dirty Moor or a Drew Ali critic, calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved, or cut like a close shave, drowned in my brainwaves, squash my heat waves, activating Kundalini, Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini, Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real, all I see is false evidence, they are feminists, stomped on by elephants, won't like more prejudice but want Moorish benefits, when you feel the cold magnetic resonance, apis horns of the sacred book called Maleficent, great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence, ace all the testaments, tap into remembrance, never to forget again, use energy right, not put spell effects on men, wandering the earth plane with no veil of shades, keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades, it's been decades since Christian crusades, not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets, holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday, war ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Bet they won't give it a try. Traitors, sellouts, whoever else trying. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Worldwide. We're here. See what we could get done today. Because you know people like to call Moors so they can get their little views up and all that stuff. But you're not just gonna call Moors and don't expect Moors to slap you people. Because they try. They try. We got some timestamps we're gonna listen to and analyze. Oh yeah, and also too, we're gonna let you know if you're looking to get your ass beat. If you're looking to get your ass beat, just push the link. Or if you want to beat some of these Injuns up, you hear them talking BS, push the link.
Let's read this funny case. It's just completely hilarious. Okay, this case, let me go back to the top. This case is cited as Shaker Heights versus El Bay. And it was in 2017 in Ohio. And it's at the Court of Appeals of Ohio, the 8th Appellate District County of Cuyahoga. Okay, and it's the city of Shaker Heights. They're the plaintiff, and they're versus Brandon Prophet El Bay. He's the defendant. Okay.
Now keep in mind, it says right there, criminal appeal from the Shaker Heights Municipal Court. They're not going to talk anything about the colonists. Zero. There's going to be nothing from these people against these colonists that have a fictitious court in their land. Remember, they're the Indians and stuff like that. This is their land. They're not going to talk about defending the Moor who is trying to be, you know, the best Moor that he could be, and at least standing up to these criminals near the city of Shaker Heights, which is a fiction. That's corporation. City of, you already know that's corporation. But you're not going to hear these Indians talk about that. They're not going to talk about the municipal court assuming jurisdiction, having quasi courts, and running criminal activity on Turtle Island. They're not going to talk about that. They're going to talk BS about a Moor standing up for his birthrights. Who's the criminal? Who's the criminal? If they're not going to say one word about these criminals doing illegal activity in their land, right? But they're going to talk BS about somebody who looks just like them, who's saying that they're El Bay and they're standing on their square against these criminals. Who's really the traitor here? The Moor or the people running with the criminal enterprise known as municipal court? They know colonists stole their land, these Injuns. These Injuns know that the colonists stole their land. They know that, but they're not going to go at the people who stole their land. Never, never, ever. Any of their videos, never, ever, ever. You don't hear them mention one city that's a fraud. You don't hear them mention one country that's a fraud. All you hear them talk crazy about is Moors aren't indigenous to America. Moors are African. We're Injuns. Do your genealogy. You're not talking about these criminals? You're just as bad as the criminal. If you see criminality and you don't do anything about it, you're just as bad as the people doing criminality. And it's that simple. Let's see how they try to disrespect this Moor standing on his birthrights.
Okay, and the judgment was affirmed. Affirmed meaning they agree with the lower court's decision. Okay, because this is at the appellate level after they've been rejected at the local level court. So here we go. And he had an attorney. Well, Shaker Heights attorney. So Eileen A. Gallagher was the judge who heard this, the appellate judge who heard this case. So the defendant appellant, Brandon Prophet L. Bay, pro se, meaning he was representing himself. He had no legal counsel. So that's what pro se means.
They're lying. Pro se is what they use in order to have jurisdiction. Pro se doesn't mean he's representing himself. Improper persona means that you're presenting yourself. Pro se is a fiction. The court says that Moors go in the court pro se in order for them to assume jurisdiction. Because if they put improper persona on the transcript, if they put improper persona in the decision, that means they're violating the law. Because they don't have jurisdiction if the plea is made in propria persona. So they say pro se. But the issue again is that you have these people who just came yesterday. You have these people who saying yesterday, they just reached, they just bust yesterday, just had their first orgasm, talking about they want to go into porno and all that stuff and do stuff. They just bust yesterday. First time they went up in there, talking about bring on all the girls. These people are a fraud. Supreme violators. Frauds. And yeah, we caught her talking in her scornful cigarette voice against the LB, as if these Injuns have some type of credibility out here. The only time they get credibility, just go check all their videos. All the Indian whoever's, except the ones who are buying their views, like Dane Calloway and those people. All the other Indian whoever's, just go on their videos and scroll through. Guarantee you, all the ones that they have Moors in the title have the most views. Guarantee you. Guarantee, without a shadow of a doubt.
Appeals his conviction for failure to display license plates in violation of Shaker Heights codified ordinances. For the reasons that follow, we affirm the trial court's judgment. So they're telling you in advance their decision. They're just, they're going to give you the background now, but they agree with the trial court's decision because he tried to take it to the second level. So he got shot down twice. On September 19, 2015, I'm done. That's my birthday. Shaker Heights Police issued a citation to El Bay for failure to properly display license plates in violation of Shaker Heights codified ordinances. El Bay pled not guilty and the case proceeded.
Nothing? They have nothing to say about ordinances being passed off as law? They don't have anything to say. They're going to talk crazy and have this condescending tone when they're talking about LB, But when they're talking about Shaker Heights codified ordinances, oh, they're talking like that's the law. And this Moore violated some law. No, he didn't. Ordinances aren't law. Statutes, codes, acts, those aren't law. The only law is the supreme law of the land. And the Shaker Heights codified ordinance is not the supreme law of the land. But you hear them talking about that? No. But all these people are going to run to them as if they know what they're talking about when they're riding with the people who colonized them. What does that tell you? If they're going with the people who colonized them, doesn't that mean they have Stockholm syndrome? And if they have Stockholm syndrome, why are you listening to them? Imar, don't talk BS. The link is right there. Push the link. Don't talk BS in the damn chat. Because you're talking BS in the chat and you don't push the link, that means you're a troll. No wonder you're just talking BS in the chat, because you're a troll. So if nothing we say on here makes any sense, don't be a troll ass nigger, Imar. Let me just put you on blast right here. Just put you up here. Don't be a troll, Imar. Push the link and say what you're saying on the floor. Because we already know how you trolls do. You just stay in the chat and you never push the link. Never. Bunch of punks. Talking crazy to Moors. You never go in the Highwayman Has a Live. You never go in their chat talk BS. When Prime Minister, President, whoever, when they have live, never talk anything in their chat. But as soon as Moors start exposing all these frauds, here come the trolls. Here come the trolls. Talking crazy. And then never push the link.
To trial. In February 2016, the municipal court found El Bay guilty of violating Shaker Heights codified ordinances and ordered him to pay a fine of $35 and court costs totaling $375. El Bay appealed his conviction, identifying the following statements of assignments of error for review. That status of a United States citizen, proof of a contract with the state of Ohio, display of a driver's license, and display of Ohio license plates. El Bay's assignments of error are interrelated. We therefore address them together. Law, this is the law analysis, the analysis of the law. El Bay does not dispute that he violated Shaker Heights codified ordinances. However, he apparently contends that he is exempt from compliance with the ordinance because he is a national of the United Washita de Dudamunda, Moor, an aboriginal inhabitant of the Americas and a freeholder inheritance under the auspices of the Great Highness Emoris Veriasi Tiara Washita, in parentheses, Washington, Tunica Turner, Ghostin El Bay, and a great crown prince, Ramesses Abel Bay, later known as Hutan Tupac Shakur. No, sir. Hutan Tupac Bey. He asserts that he is Moorish American and not a 14th Amendment citizen, United States citizen, or Ohio citizen. And that because he has no valid contract with the state of Ohio or the United States, that he gives anyone jurisdiction over him. He is not subject to the de facto colorable law or jurisdiction of the United States or the statutes, codes, and ordinances of the state of Ohio and cannot be ticketed for traveling on my own land. He argues that he was not required to display Ohio license plates on his vehicle because the display of the state of Ohio license plates is not mandatory in my own nation. And that is that his nation has its own indigenous traveling plates, which he contends were on his vehicle at the time he received the citation. Elbay's arguments are meritless. Numerous courts have rejected similar challenges to convictions based on sovereign citizen or sovereign nation arguments. In these particular cases, noting that this court and other courts have repeatedly rejected the sovereign citizen argument or defense when challenging jurisdiction and have actually characterized such arguments as frivolous. Sovereign citizen theories are meritless and worthy of little discussion. I'm just going to keep reading. Rejecting the defendant's claim that the trial court lacked jurisdiction to try and convict him of criminal defenses because he is a sovereign man, a non-resident alien to the federal United States, the state of Ohio, and Warren County, and holding that Ohio revised code and applicable criminal statutes apply to all individuals, regardless of citizenship or non-resident alien. Regardless of an individual's claimed status of descent, be it as a sovereign citizen, a secured party creditor, or a flesh and blood human being, that person is not beyond the jurisdiction of the courts.
No, I swear, when she was reading earlier, he said he's Moorish American. Never once did he say he's sovereign citizen. Never once did he say he's secured party creditor. Never once did he say he's flesh and blood being. So why they tying that to him if he didn't even say that he are these things? And why is it that the Injuns are riding with the kangaroo court as legitimate when these are the same people who colonize them? Doesn't that mean that they're a sellout? Doesn't that mean that they're a traitor? It's a lot more. I don't know if you have anything yet.
No, not yet. Just her. Is this the Beth lady?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I could tell by the way she's reading that 35 years of sitting behind that desk. I can tell. You know, like, I can hear it in her. I can hear it in her voice. Like, yep, that like the way I'm reading is correct. Everything I'm in the beginning when she was first speaking, like I'm like, okay, she's not correcting anything colored. Like the way that they're writing, and then trying to put the more into some type of to get him trapped up. Dang, man, I forgot the word. With the dang, man, I can't believe it. That was just, but basically trying to put him in jurisdiction. Yeah. I can't believe I forgot the word. Trying to put him in jurisdiction with him getting not correcting the words that they're saying in the beginning. She just keeps going on and she doesn't stop like Moors usually do and be like, well, we can see that they're trying to put him in jurisdiction. And she's not doing that. She's been trained for those 35 years that that's what those words mean. And that's what they're going to, like, that's what, like the way she read more, the Muir or whatever. It's like, I can't stand when people do that. It's more. It's more. I don't care. It's spelled different. It's more.
Yeah.
It's more. But because you're Negro, sellout, you don't even comprehend the word. You still, so you don't even know Indian crap. You still African American black crap. I can tell in your speech, you just want your platform, people to look at you. So we're gonna look at you and I'm gonna tear you up. Cause like I was telling the Grand Sheik earlier, these people don't care about my son. They had me all.
So, you might as well tell that story. You might as well put that up.
Oh, okay. Because that was the thing. Like when I was saying this now, these people not caring about my son. I was just telling the Grand Sheik earlier that I was sitting in the living room. My son came up to me. He said, "This was crazy." He said, "Dad, I never seen you cry." And I'm talking about I'm in the living room crying because I couldn't harm Dirty Moors. I was so upset that I couldn't, like, because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, all this confusion and this wrong that they do, they don't care about my son. They want my son to die. That's how I look at it. Like, oh, you want my son to have caused harm to him. I tell y'all all for years, y'all all know, Brother Yusuf, he loved his son. And for somebody to want something to happen to my baby, my son, like I was, Grand Sheik, when I told him I was sweating, like I didn't even feel good. I had to get off the phone with my father. He was like, you all right, son? I was messed up because I was so angry. I was just like, I want to harm these people, but I can't. I couldn't harm. I couldn't put my hands on them. I'm trying to tell my son, like, I never had this problem. Like, Daddy can just handle his situation. I can't even touch these people. And it was just because they want my son to be harmed. Because all this confusion, all these lies they say, all of this. So you want my son to be a slave. You want my son to be black. You want my son to get killed. Nothing that happened to him. Nothing that happened to those who killed my son. Like, you don't want any remedy for my son? Something happened to my son and nobody cares? Are you serious? Like, Grand Sheik, man. Like, for real, man. Like, I was ready to walk through walls to get to these people. Like, yo, lady, are you serious? Like, yo, I'll bite your face off. Like, I'm not playing with you. That's my child. Yo, that's my child, man. And y'all playing. That's y'all better pray to all the gods, whatever. I will never see y'all people. Like, for my son, I'm not playing. I will harm you people. Got me in here crying. My son never seen me cry. I will harm you. Yo, Grand Sheik, they had me tight, man. They had me because they want harm to happen to my baby. Niggers do. Niggers do. Not Europeans. Niggers want harm to happen to my baby. These Boule, Prince Hall, I can't stand them, man. Yo, I can't. You killed my prophet, Muslimness. Y'all y'all just sold out and don't even care. Y'all taking checks. Y'all just doing everything, man. And just walking around like everything's cool. Everything's cool. Nothing's nothing.
Taking 10 grand. Taking 10 grand from a mother. 10 grand for some papers that don't work. Taking 10 grand. And they're just walking around.
People just walking around. Got people living in their conveyances. Yep. I walked around my town for like 6 hours. 6 hours because sellouts. oh, you just need to get you a license. I'm not getting no license unless it's the Moroccan Empire that's giving them out. But because y'all capitulate and rather just give the European the power, I gotta keep walking around. Like, that's crazy to me. And like, I'm sitting there telling myself, we can't even go nowhere. I can't even bring you nowhere. Like, because I'm nervous. We go out there, they kidnap me, they pull me over, and I'm with my son, brother, they're gonna kill me. Because ain't no way I'm gonna let somebody take my son. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. They're gonna have to kill me. So I gotta stay in the house and not go nowhere, because if they pull me over, brother Yusuf gonna die in front of his son. I already know that. So now I can't go nowhere because of the sellouts. Me and my son, we gotta stay in the house, walk everywhere. And walk everywhere, because if they pull me over, I'm dying. I'm not going to jail from some colonists, and I know I ain't doing nothing wrong. I want to go fishing with my son. I ain't doing nothing wrong. But because some colonists here on my land, he get to take my son, and then under the guise of, he ain't have a license? No, that's a colonist that came and stole my land. And you niggers support that shit. Got me out here looking crazy. I'll fuck y'all up, man. Yo, man. Had me, Grand Sheik. They got me messed up, man. They got me messed up because I'm not them.
I know. I definitely know.
They had me they had me messed up yesterday. And I wasn't mad at one European. It was all niggers. All niggers I'm mad at. Like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my goodness. It's you. And I didn't.
Yep.
It's them. It's them. Look. Grand, you ain't showing no Europeans right now.
Nope.
You ain't showing no Europeans. Where the Europeans at? I thought it was the white man this, the white man that. That's a distraction. It's you niggers. I know the prophet said, don't call them. Yo, some harm needs to happen to these people, man. They want harm to happen to my baby. They want harm to happen to my baby. I can't have that. They can't walk around. You can't walk around in front of me no more. Ain't no, how you doing, brother? Don't how you brother mean nothing. I see dirty people. My energy even let me know. Don't even hold the door for me. Just go. Just go. Just go. Don't hold the door. Just go. I know you're a sellout. Just go. Just go. Get away from me. Get away from me. I know they are selling out. I know they are.
Islam,
yo,
let me let you get some water, bro.
Yep, Islam.
Yo, Islam, can you hear me?
Yeah, more, we can hear you.
Islam, God heck you. ¿Cómo está? Oye, mi hermano, Yusuf, ¿cómo está, brother?
Islam.
Yo, I feel you. I feel that energy. I heard a Dirty Moore yesterday on a live literally say that Moors is a tribe.
Yeah, look at that.
In comparison to Akabelan, saying that the individual countries there, those peoples are tribes, and they fold into a conglomerate. I'm like, you gots to be kidding me. And the crazy thing about it, there were so many Bays and L's in his chat, and nobody said a thing.
Riding with it.
But that's a different story. My point, and the reason why I chimed in, Brother Yusuf, if you can hear me, please fill me in, mano. That's what they want. Understand. They want not your reaction that you're giving, not that you flip out and you do what needs to be done and bring swift justice if you ever came in person with them.
Yeah.
They just want to irk you. They literally want you to negatively charge your body, your vessel, with this emotion that won't get you nowhere. That's what all these distractions are about. They build up the emotion with the propaganda machine, whether it be this, that, or third, television, this, movie, that, music, song, whatever, that, what have you, artist gets killed, whatever, what have you. We know those are sacrifices. We know where that's really going. But if the the pressure gets a little too tight, that's why they have the walking Negro institutions to then have them expel that energy. Because if you built up that energy, a quarter, a tenth of the energy that you just spewed right now, and channel that to a writ, channel that to your research, channel that to fight for justice, whether it be Jamal calling out the freaking European governor for buying her so-called buying her house for her husband who sells medical marijuana, by the way, for $1. And people just let that go. But you let a bouncer who has experience in the adult industry, who worked with some policy enforcer at the same club at the door, kill him on live television. We got to burn down the planet. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else sees, but when I go through hoods, when I say hoods, I'm not trying to knock. I'm born and raised New York City projects. Not there now, but I'm born and raised. When I go through hoods and I travel from the East Coast to the West and everything in between, and I see those murals on the wall, ask the people around the block, what's the story? This, then the third. We already know how the incident happened to get the mural up. I'm talking about what's the story behind the person who's in that mural before that incident. Was that the guy out there in the wintertime, in the fall, handing out coats and sweaters to the homeless? Was that the guy making sure the people weren't speeding by the crosswalk when those so-called Board of Education mind programming institutions that you call school were open? Was he the one checking people, making sure they slowed down to 25 or stopped at the bus stop because the bus was there with flashing lights? I don't know. 9 times out of 10, they tell me no. But he's on the mural, on your wall, on your block. That you are so, this is my block. I'm not trying to knock you off of where the point you at, because I'm with you. Feel the same thing. But you cannot let that energy come out through the lower self. You gotta rein it in, bring it back to higher self, and you still nail them to the goddamn cross. Nail them to their cross that they carry. Arm, leg, arm, head, straight to it. But you do it in such a way that the people that witnessed it have to ask, did he just compliment them or curse them out? Because you were more.
Yep.
Islam. Give thanks, more. Brother Ibra. Islam.
How y'all doing?
Everything's peaceful, more.
Right on. Hey, real quick, I just wanted to chime in because I definitely feel the energy of Brother Yusuf. I feel it whenever it gets boiling to that point because of the ass backwardness, you know what I mean, of mere argumentative spirits when we're supposed to be on a platform for building up everybody unanimously. So I
I don't
understand
know if
that
somebody else
frustration,
is speaking,
and I
but
also
I'm
I
not hearing
also
anything come
understand
through.
that frustration from a father because right now in the backseat both of them babies. So if anything,
You know what I mean? Whatever is understood doesn't need to be explained. So I just wanted to, you know, acknowledge that energy. I don't think that energy needs to go anywhere. I don't know if the more that spoke is a father. I don't know if the more that spoke is in the same age bracket as Brother Yusuf. But all of these things are variables. You know what I mean? Even the time that they were born, as far as what they're here to do and how they go about doing things. So to the energy that is held as a father, is that protective nature and all that type of stuff. Of course, we supposed to have that. It's already understood. Don't need to be explained. So as long as you are prepared to make anything happen, you know what I mean, higher or lower self, to make sure that you can keep them safe, keep yourself safe. I think that's uh, above all else as far as on the importance factor of things. Also, I wanted to say, uh, you, you know, shit, the other one kind of escaped me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might have to chime back in for that one. I'm a little bit distracted with the driving,
Yeah,
but
no worries, more.
yeah,
Do
I
your
can
thing.
chime back
Islam,
in on the other
yeah,
one.
Islam though.
It's all good. Yeah, we'll be here. We'll be here for at least another hour.
Islam.
Islam, man.
Okay, it shouldn't take me that long.
All right.
Okay, Islam. I'm gonna mute
Give
myself.
thanks,
I yield
more.
the floor. Thanks.
Yo,
Right.
Grand Sheik, man, I ain't mean to do that, man.
Oh,
I
you
ain't mean.
straight. You straight. You already
I know
know, bro.
you. I ain't mean to do that. That was just me. You know what I mean? I know other Moors is doing their
And I
thing. You
remember.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, we need that. Hold on. I remember. No, look. The other thing is that energy is necessary, bro. I don't care what collective of faith that you come from. A lot of people know of Jesus, and it talks about him with the power that's in the tongue. You know what I mean? And it talks about in other parts of our culture the power of the tongue. It's a double-edged sword. So it's not as if you're talking destruction, but you're talking actual justice. You're talking about the recompense comes for, everything being misappropriated and everything standing in a way that it doesn't need to be and the correction therein. That is some powerful stuff, and the real Jesus that we could actually learn from in the Bible or what have you, past all of, get slapped on one side of the face, turn the other cheek, past that message is him turning tables and calling people what they are. You see what I'm saying? So as far as that energy goes, we live in a very docile culture where we're supposed to be all agreeable and we're not supposed to make ripples. And whenever things are out of place, we're not supposed to say too much about it. So as far as this energy, where it is needed, it looks as if it's completely because of its absence. You see what I'm saying? So that was the other thing. It's very necessary. So don't ever feel away from feeling this way. Know that you're supposed to keep this way. That's
That's
Islam.
enough.
Islam.
Give thanks
Islam.
for that, boy. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
See, this be the thing too. See, that's why I be needing to build with more. See, like yesterday, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
meditate in my head. You
You and
know what I
it.
mean?
Yeah. Just you and it. You
Right,
and the energy.
right. And it wasn't, you know what I mean? I needed to hear other Moors voices. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like I'm calming down just hearing y'all. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's just I just needed to be around y'all, man. That was just amazing right there. Like
Yeah.
hearing y'all right now. That's what I needed.
Straight.
Just you just feel like you just be surrounded by dirty Moors, you know what I mean? So but when I get on here with the fam, it's like, yo, brother Yusuf, we hear you, fam. We know, we got you. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
it's not just me out here, you know? It's not
Yeah.
just me. We fighting too, you know what I mean? We all in here with the swords. I'm like, yep, we all in here with the swords. You right. You right.
Yeah. And
Yep,
again,
yep.
like brother Is was saying that, it's a tactic. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
like they know we can't really do nothing to them like that, so they're gonna talk crazy. You know what I mean? That's just where they're at with it. You know what I mean? They've set it up to the point where they have their little the colonists did their job, then they sent out their little minions to do whatever, and then now the minions are in control of the the getting the information out. You know?
That's the crazy part.
You know what I'm saying? And they're doing it how they want to do it, knowing that they might not get Shimitar, you know. More so just look at them and just go the other direction because they already know. You know what I mean? It ain't worth it. These people aren't worth it. You know?
Hiding behind their master's pants leg.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Brother Ray, try to log in again because the thing's tripping out. It's not even letting you on.
Yeah.
As long as you stay in proper jurisdiction, when you got that energy, you gonna be A1, bro. You
There it is.
because you already know so much as far as what defines a jurisdiction and what it takes to not let that up. You know what I mean? So I feel like we practice in our high self just by the concepts that we to connect and keep connected. So with us doing that by nature, like that's also a part of us remaining in habit. We already impervious. So the things that we are kind of frustrated with as people that are not in our rightful position just yet and acknowledged as such is the structure, how things are structured, because it's like it's so ominous, right? Like it's everywhere. It's like the air around us. You know, it seems like every single structure is like hybridized European based or ran. And it doesn't like it has our direct benefit there, and it's hard to see. Or whenever we're trying to correct concepts, we face adversity. So it's that level, and then it's also like, you know, the populace, because since that's been whatever's considered to be the norm, everybody goes along with that. So I understand the frustration, and it's like, what do we build for that? I feel like we're trying to figure that out. We need more than just a platform. We need more than just, you know, a conference call, but we need, you know, things actually in place. And I think it's because of that deficit where that frustration doesn't have an appropriate outlet just yet.
Right.
Yeah. What can we do to go about collectively establishing one of those? I know we can all go hard in our own territories, you know, and kind of get things moving for ourselves, but that still doesn't correct the concepts of the populace, right? That's just going to be the clerks and whoever was present on that day, and whoever is around the water cooler. How do we go about connecting things on a deeper?
Yeah, we'll get to that. Let me just get Brother Ray L in there. Peace, more.
Islam, Grand Sheik. How you doing, brother?
Everything's peaceful, Noble. How you doing?
Islam, more.
I'm doing well, brother. Islam, brother. Yourself. Islam, brother. Islam. Hey, I love the fire. You already know. Anytime you speak, Grand Sheik speak, I love the fire. Go in. Go in, let it out, let that flow. Because I be feeling the same way, but I know that we have to always move in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Right. Yeah.
But I know for a fact if them first four ain't coming right,
tell them more.
That fifth one gotta come, baby. I'm sorry. That fifth one gotta come. You know what? I'm not sorry. I'm not even gonna apologize for that. Like the time we're in now, it seems like this thing is getting more and more harder to get people to truly, truly understand what they're missing out on. Yeah. And what they don't know can really empower them and take them to new heights and understanding as well as overstanding. But I say this to a lot that come to me for this information. I say this is a self-revelating thing, meaning that you have to have this and understand this in self. You can't really worry about anybody else but self when it comes to this. Now you understand that it's really an individual thing, and then other individuals who have the same like mind as you, same frequency, understand this is nationality, birthrights, free people. As the commercials be saying, free. This is free. Your mother gave it to you when she pushed you out. You was endowed by Allah to be who you are. We were Moors before any of this bull came along. So note and understand that. But it's time for a fire to come to where these dirty houses got to start getting burned down.
Yep.
Because as Brother Yusef stated, he has a son. I have 3 daughters. They know off rip. I'm trading mine in for them off rip. I don't care who you are, where you are, I'm coming for you. If I can't get you, I'm getting people close to you to draw you out. I'm not apologizing for that because as a father, who we are known as the protectors of our women, sons, families, it can't be no excuses. I'm not letting nobody handle that. I help procreate these 3 beautiful beings to this planet. It is my duty, without a doubt, my duty, to make sure that I honor, respect them for who they are, because they are the nation bringers. That's number 1. They are arm, leg, arm, head, and the flesh. And 2, they didn't ask to come here on a note. I helped bring them here with their mothers. So therefore, I have an obligation to them to make sure that they are provided what they need so their struggle don't be like mine was or their mother's was or whatever. But I just wanted to chime in for a little bit. I love you, Morris, man. I want y'all to know this. I love us worldwide, universal wide, multiversal wide. We everywhere, people. Y'all better start to understand that if y'all don't understand nothing else. This is just a way station, just a visitation. We everywhere. Islam, all praise to Allah, honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I love that brother. I love that man because he did for us what no one else did. Brought us back what was rightfully ours, what's rightfully ours. Now, all we have to do is just stay steadfast in this, take our lumps if we take them, but stay steadfast in this. The thing's going to revolve at one point or another. It can't stay the same. It can't stay the same. Things have to go back to when it once was. So therefore, that cycle can go through what it needs to go through. Love you, brothers. Protect our babies. Protect our mothers. Islam to you, brothers. Thank y'all for letting me chime in on the platform for sure. Love your grand sheiks for sure. For sure. Keep the fire coming. Keep slapping them. Keep slapping them, brother. You self love y'all.
You know it, boy.
Peace and love.
And I can't really see the brothers now. I see the Ibra Bay. I didn't want to leave you out, good brother. I heard you talking and giving up the good knowledge. I didn't want to leave you out either, brother. I just kind of see the small print gets me.
Islam,
brother. Love y'all.
Right and exact. Always on point. Let's go back to letting out some frustration on these people.
So to drive a motor vehicle and a burden on a single mode of transportation simply does not implicate the right to interstate travel. The right of a citizen to operate a motor vehicle upon the highways of this state is not a natural or unrestricted right, but a privilege which is subject to reasonable regulation under the police power of the state in the interest of public safety. L-Base.
Hold on there. Islam, Brother Quinn.
Hey, peace.
Peace, Mom.
I would like to say something. I apologize. I jumped on.
You're good, Mark. You're good.
One thing I wanted to say, Brother Yusuf, I got a question. Islam, fam. All right, this is what I noticed, and this would lit my fire. They're killing us, right? They're killing our babies. They're killing our women. They're literally killing us, and I have nothing else to say about it. Since they're killing us, we literally got to do something about that. And if we don't do anything about it, they're going to continue to kill us. And that I won't, I won't, because brother, like you and I are not the same. I ain't breathing air right now. And if I ain't feeling what you're feeling and felt the same thing, With my 4 babies, I couldn't even imagine. I just I'm just ripping the throat out. I'm just going straight for the throat. I'm just it's all coming out. They're literally killing us. They're shooting us in the backs. They're doing everything imaginable to us and our babies, pumping fear all into us because we ain't doing nothing about it, and we are literally thinking that standing our higher selves is really going to like make a difference. Oh, you're a dirty Moor. You're a dirty Moor for killing my child, and think that that's going to be the solution to it. That's not a solution. I understand that. I understand everything, and the main thing that I know is what the prophet stated. So, yo, if you can't flee, drop the world on them.
Drop the
And if we
world on
don't
them,
do
boy.
something, drop the world on them. If we don't do something right now, while the iron is hot, all right, here we go. They're gonna kill us anyway. They're gonna kill us anyway.
You Coakley was saying that in '93.
Let's stand up and fight and do something about it. That's and I yield the floor, fam. I love y'all. Peace, Islam, and brother. Like I just jumped back in the truck. It hurt my soul to do this because it's going against everything that I want to stand for. But the one thing I'm not going to stand for is sit back and allow them to kill mine. And because they're going to take me out. I mean, it's going to be funny. They can pump me with how many bullets, but by the time I get done with whoever's doing it, they're coming with me. They're going to definitely come with me. And it's to the point where it ain't going to be a pointless death because I'm going to make my point. But I just know that if we don't do something now, we going to continue. I understand why this has been like this for the last 100 years. Because our men, I don't want to say the B word, but our men are cowards. And we're not willing to stand up.
It's even worse.
Yes, sir. It's 100% worse. It's 100% worse because we're not willing to stand up and protect our own freaking lives. And that's the problem. And brother, I love you for your spirit because that right there is what we're gonna need for like every freaking man to have and do. I'm in the Rhode Island territory. Bro, come out here. We literally gotta like come together and like just make this thing happen. I'm on fire right now, man. It's like I just want to like this. I don't even really want to say it, man. It's crazy, but
it had me hot more.
I'm hot right now, man. I'm literally on fire because they're killing us. They're literally killing us, and if we ain't gonna do nothing about it, they're gonna continue to kill us. And that's the whole thing. I mean, I understand getting out your lower self, saying hi, writing the paperwork, and yeah, you submit your they're killing our babies at the same time. They're killing our women. They're taking us out. All our warriors in jail. They're all in jail. And they're there for a reason. That's a strategic action that they took to put. Yeah, they knew who to put there. We made it out, bro, because we're like the ones who didn't get in trouble. But what they didn't count on was that the spirit was going to continue to grow. And right now, like this my soul of the term and everything. And that moment a couple of nights ago clarified a lot of things for me. And I promise you this.
Last night too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You seen it? Yeah.
It's been brewing, and it ain't. And that sun this
I was looking right at it.
The sun at 5 o'clock today. I'm like, oh, I'm getting it down. Okay. I'm tired. I'm tired. This is a nightmare. And they're gonna kill us anyway. They literally, they that's their plan. They're gonna kill us anyway. So if it's been a war. We're the prisoners of war, and it's time for us to really get the hell up out of this war and fight back. And since they're killing us, they're gonna kill us anyway. All of us got a date that they're gonna do it on. So let's stand up and fight. And they know they.
Yo, but check it more. They doing it. Yes, they doing it physically, mentally, contractually. They hitting us. They killing us in every way and form. That's why, when I was sitting there, I was like, every way we go, we move. They there. Right. Like they got. Right. We knew you was gonna do that. Like, yeah, I knew you was gonna do that. Like, yeah, I knew you was gonna do that. It's like, wow.
They studied us. They know our moves. They the ones who colonized our thinking. They know what we're gonna do next. They know that it's already planned. So what we got to strategically do is decolonize our thinking on another like decolonize our thinking, because they already know we having this conversation. They already know that we was gonna like try to stand up and fight. So we got to do it another way. Whatever that
And
way is,
another way for that way. Yo.
that way, that way, upside down, inside out. We just gotta stand on top of the birds, and that way is literally being poured out the ground. That way is literally being fed to us right now through the sun, the moon, and everything around us in the ether. So we gotta tap into that, and like whatever you feel, that's the.
It's gonna be done in a way you can't say it in words. How did the prophet say it? And it's gonna be done in a way can't say in words, some type of, but I can't say it word for word. But basically that way.
I feel you. That's what it is.
It's not even going to be words for it. It's not even going to be words.
Hey, this what it is. That fire on the inside of you right now. Those the words. That's what it is. The fire.
That's
the
fire.
Yeah. I'm like lit right now, and it's like I wish. I ain't gonna say I wish. But once it happened, like I was just saying, I'm actually operating a commercial vehicle, right? So I'm like, if they call me, I'm driving, right? If they call me, I'm like, I'm turning this motherfucker around right now, and I'm heading southbound to Maryland, and I'm taking care of whatever I got to take care of right now. I'm not having it, and I'm like, you know what? By the time my tongue hang out my mouth and my eyes closed like this, I regard like this. Probably gonna be high-fiving me on the way up, like, yeah, you did it, thank you. You stood up and you did what you were supposed to do. Now you get to go back and do it again. Like, I ain't worried about them. Look, haven't been able to see my babies. My oldest is 15. They're so colonized and oppressed on our land through this whole child support system and everything, fam, that I already done died. The pain, the tears, I don't beat this turn for so many years.
Nothing left.
The pain that I feel. I already done died, man. We all scared to die right now. I'm scared as hell to die. Scared as hell to stand up and do what's right. So now they taking our own people out. They taking our children out, and we still just sitting by. I got a good job. I'm good. I'm good.
Right?
I don't want to die.
That's what he was saying. He was saying all this. I was bugged out. I was like, they've been saying this stuff. Been saying this. That's what really upsets me. They've been saying this stuff. 93, Steve Coakley up there saying everything we saying now. And I'm like, this is amazing. They've been selling out. We didn't even have a chance. They were selling out. Somebody was sitting there just like we was in the 80s, thinking the same way we thinking now. Mad. They sold out. They killed El Hajj. They was thinking the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
Brother, piss me off. You gotta walk hours, man. You gotta walk hours, bro. You gotta walk for hours because we don't want to do what we supposed to do. And I can't. I don't want to. I don't even want to. I'm choosing not. I won't deal with it no more. I'm done with it. It's like, hey, the iron is hot. It's hot right now. We just took it out the fire. We're like, I'm burning up on the inside, sweating, armpits, everything. That's the fire. It's hot. If we don't hit it, man, it's gonna cool off. It could be another 100 years go by. And they gonna kill us off and just keep doing what they doing. And it's no, not now, no, because it's different now. It's different now. And the difference is you, me, and the spirit that's circulating around in and out of us. And hey, it's just time, fam. I apologize. Thank you, Jennifer. I was like trying to know. And then listening to the two gentlemen prior, I'm just saying, I get it. And you don't want to your lower self and all of that. I get it. But it's like, okay, when you submit the paperwork and risk and they kill our children, that's trauma for us.
Yeah.
See somebody's children get killed. Okay, I'm in court. I'm competent. I'm gonna do this the right way. I'm gonna be in my higher self. Take all this anger on, fight this weight out. Yo, they just killed my neighbor's children. That's trauma.
Damn.
You want me to live like that? Because I submitted my paperwork in my situation. If even I got caught on the 13th
That's what
traveling
I'm
without a
talking about too,
license.
man. That's exactly what I be talking about.
I stood on my square without for driving. Now I ain't got no driver's license or no registration. It's my lane. I was heated. It was like, yo, for a lane change. I'm a freaking seat that been driving these, man. I was in my personal conveyance. And I'm like, man, I'll be out here saving lives in this truck. You going for in the wintertime and my tire, I was boarding a pothole and you going to pull me over for that? I said, I don't even want to get into it, Jeremy,
But
man.
see, but that's what we're saying, that it's coming to the head that it's not them that's being criminal because of the lane change and calling you out on that. It's all the other niggers who they pulled over and paid the ticket.
Wow.
It's all the other niggers who they pulled over and they didn't stand on their square. It's all the ones who give them that fake sense of power that they have right now, that they're exercising on Moors, because our people want to play like what we're talking about isn't where it's at. Even though you beat your stuff, you're in the conveyance right now for lane change violations and not having whatever. You know what I mean? You know, but they're gonna have their little people out here who, you know, that where Brother Yusuf is going at. Coakley been talking about these traders, Boule and whoever else since the 80s. And then they took him out.
Still signing up.
You know what I mean? And they're still signing up for that. You know?
Still signing up.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the solution?
I mean,
I say scimitars.
it's getting these people out the way, because they're the ones that are influencing. They're influencing the people who should be riding with where we're at, right? Like the brother said in the chat, Taharka Bey is talking crazy about, well, we're not all Moors. Some of us are over there. So no, we're all Moors. What do you mean? There ain't no temple thing. And if you're in the temple, if you're not in the temple, you got El Bey, you're a Moor. You got dark skin, you're a Moor. That's it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't no Indians and Cherokees and whatever like that. Drew Ali was Cherokee. We're Moors. What's the issue? You know? Right? They have to be taken out the way, because that's where the confusion is coming from. Like I said, I don't see it as when you pull up videos, there's probably 3 or 4 Europeans out there talking crazy about Moors. Everybody else is unconscious Moors talking crazy about Moors.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know? And another part of it too, that you know, we're at the place where we're living other people's creation.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
We weren't born into this mess that you know, we were born into the mess that we're in. We weren't the foundation of it.
Right.
You know, we came to our senses and you look around and you see stuff is crazy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, like we're saying with what Rise of the Moors doing, what we're doing, what the Moors and Khalif are doing, Constitutional Convention, the only thing is for the ones who are of like mind to put these minds together and sort of, you know, deal with our own stuff. You know what I mean?
It's time. It's time.
I hear you. Islam, brother Nabsi.
Islam, brother Grand Sheikh Cujo, Islam, peace, Habashas, all my people on the chat.
Islam, boy. Islam.
And we international too, man. I'm tired, like I'm not trying to cut in on y'all, but I'm tired of people just trying to say we not family, man. If y'all look at y'all books, you will look at, well, if you just read, man. We got to start reading, man. We got to start reading and really start getting in touch with our elders, man, and people from abroad, because we'll tell you stories, you know what I mean? And it's like, wow, that's the book I'm reading. It's like, yes, it should be, but You gotta have you can't have a Eurocentric mindset. That's what I always tell my people, man. Don't have a Eurocentric mindset. Like, how can you go to somebody that oppresses you to free you? It's not gonna happen. That's not how the game works. You know what I mean? So for you to constantly go to him and think you're gonna get saved, it's not. We got to come back to each other. We got to come back to the family, man. You got to understand you're more. Like, it's just, there's no way around it. And to say that people from East Africa ain't Moors, that's crazy. If you look at who the Moabites, like, if you know what that is, like, come on, man. And like, come on, man.
No doubt. It's only right. It's only right. You know, it's only right. Because the unity is there with the ones who know. The unity is there with, just like you're saying, they got Moors right now near South Africa that they're on this info. They're not debating us about are we Moors and all that. You know what I mean? They know that they're the indigenous people of the continent. You know what I mean? Habesha know that they're the indigenous people of Ethiopia and all that. There ain't no, everybody knows what's up. The only people that don't know are these traders over here playing around and wanting to be everything except who their ancient foremothers and forefathers were. And I just see that that's what the issue is. This rogue element of people who always got something crazy to say about Moors, something crazy to say about nationality, something crazy to say about Noble Drew Ali. When he's their brother, he looked just like them. How are they talking crazy about him who looked just like them?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then going down the line, all the different, you know, had a back and forth in the comments with one of these Nation Islam people. You know what I mean? Like, well, what do you mean? What are you saying? You know, because Farrakhan's alive, that means he's a traitor. Yeah, because everybody else is dead. Everybody else got murdered. How come he's alive still? And nobody's not questioning why he's alive. He got Gaddafi money. He got Gaddafi money. Chief Malik didn't even get the money yet. He just had a conversation with Gaddafi. They took him out. They got him in Supermax. You know what I mean? Fred Hampton didn't even unify everybody yet. He was just talking about it. And they took him out. You know? Khalid Muhammad came out, said he's a Moor. All of a sudden, he gets an aneurysm just like that. All of a sudden, he just said all these years, him talking about Jews and him talking about all this other stuff, no issue, no health issue whatsoever. As soon as he said he's a Moor, now he has aneurysm and he's dead. No, Brother Yusuf was talking about Steve Coakley bringing his mom somewhere, limo getting shot up and all this type of stuff. Right?
Yep.
Just because he's calling out the boule or whatever.
Yep.
And then our people not realizing, oh, well, maybe it's the boule who's doing it. If he's calling out the boule and then he gets, and then the people who aren't calling out the boule, they're chilling and everything's good with them. And they can go get Washington Mall to go do marches and all that. They could be on all these people's different platforms and shows talking crazy. You know what I mean? People could come out getting back shots from devils and stuff like that, making Nike shoes, and people still buying Nike shoes right now. It ain't the guy making the Nike shoes, it's the idiot buying it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know? But they realize they know where we're at. You know, unfortunately, they know where we're at. So they have the upper hand.
My other issue, and not trying to, man, and I'll get off of this, Mo. Why don't they ever bring up in history the Moors? Like, they'll tell y'all everything else, but the one thing that could be the remedy to helping you out of the situation you in. Like, they don't bring up Noble Drew Ali as well, like, because they'd be connecting too many dots and too many questions would be asked. But people got to ask themselves that, like, we out here saying more this, more that, and y'all don't want to look up, like, do the research, man. We trying to.
But and again too, this is why, you know what I mean? Like, Ones like yourself are important because you're not even from this side, and you know what's up. So if somebody from here, if my brother who's Nigerian is gonna say, forget Nigerian or whatever like that, I'm a Moor, then how is it that the people here don't get what the hell's going on? How is it? What's in their water that they're missing it? You know what I mean?
That Boulay Gatorade.
It's insane, yo. It's insane. You know.
Yo, I love how the brother just mentioned again how they love not bringing up, like, it's very key that they don't bring up the prophet. Like, we just bring it up nonchalant because we say it so much. Like that. Like, I remember in the beginning, like when the Green Sheet years ago, when I first got the newspaper, and I'm in the they have these you know, everybody has them, the little cookout thing they have for the so-called community where everybody go to for our people. So I'm in there handing out the newspapers, and the prophet's right on the front and say Noble Drew Ali. So I'm holding up the paper up high, and this Moabitess young girl comes walking by, and she looks right up at it, and she looks and she reads. She says, I watched her mouth. She said, Noble Drew Ali, like she was reading it. And it really hit me then, like, wow, nobody knows who you are. Like this, it's hundreds of our people here. And that's when it hit me, like, yo, they did a real good job burying him. So I say that, like, it's amazing. We shouldn't look at it nonchalant. Like, oh, they don't, you know, it's a coincidence. They don't bring up Noble Drew Ali. No, that's like, it's amazing we even know about him. Like, they tried hard to bury him. Like, they did not want us to know the prophet. They did not. We know everybody. They know everybody. They did not want to talk about Noble Drew Ali. Like, I think it's amazing for us to know that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Because we knew about everybody. Everybody did their so-called Black History Project and had to write a paper in class. And nobody, everybody you know, nobody never wrote a paper on the prophet and stood up in front of their class and talked about Noble Drew Ali. I mean, we know he's not so-called Black, but still, they don't even, nothing. No day.
Nothing.
Nothing. Herbs, nothing. Nothing. Not even, they didn't even have, like, were even dissing him. You know how they diss him now? They didn't even have anything to diss Noble Drew Ali. Like, they just buried him. Like, there wasn't even anything to diss him.
Yeah, nothing. People doing dissertations on Noble Drew Ali and Morris Science Temple. They don't.
Yeah, that's new. That's all new.
They don't.
And it's all Negroes doing it.
Yep, every day, all day. It's always your own. It's always our own.
That's just that's when.
I'm about.
Go ahead,
I'm about to get off, brothers. It was amazing building with y'all. Islam. I'm gonna get at y'all later. Peace and blessings, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Mark.
Like you said, Grand Sheik.
Yeah, Mark.
We didn't create this. We came into this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up to this. I couldn't stop crying. Along with all the other people that was there.
Yep. Everybody. Yep. Anybody who's really, really real on this, when it really hit them, what Noble Drew Ali brought, you had to cry to yourself. You know what I mean? You had to. Like, how is it that we've been through all these different schools of thought? Nobody mentioned this man. No one. And the ones who know, they're not talking. The ones who know are silent. The ones who know that could swing this thing wide open just by them saying something, they're quiet.
Yeah. All of a sudden, now they want to say something.
Yeah, now they want to put his name on put his picture on
the big
videos
screen.
and all that under the guise of, oh yeah, we honor Noble Drew Ali. You know, the Moors. You know, they were calling us Moors in the 19. No, they're still calling us Moors right now. What you mean they were? I mean they were. You know, but this is where it's at with our people. The issue with our people is our people. You know, the infighting never stopped. The infighting never stopped. People just started riding with the ones who were the traitors.
There you go.
Instead of doing something about it. And again, you know, like Moore's saying, you know, it's time for something to happen. But shit, I'll be damned if I do a Fred Hampton get taken out and these Negroes don't burn this whole place down.
Yep.
You know, Prodigy's turning his grave right now. Nipsey turning his grave right now.
Yep.
All those people turning their grave right now. Because they told these people, hey, if I get killed, you know how many people listen to Mobb Deep? You know how many people listen to Nipsey? Then he got murdered, what happened? Niggas sat on their hands. They didn't do shit. Did nothing. And we're talking about the ones who could do something. The ones who got you know what I mean, videos, and then they got their laser beam in the video and all that stuff. They didn't shoot shit. They're posing. Just sat there posing. You know? But this is where it is. You know what I mean? Most we could do is get the little info out to our people. You know what I mean? Hopefully they wake the hell up. If they don't, it's all good. The Moors are over here. You know what I mean? Honors to all the Moors out here that's taking this information, giving it to their ladies and saving them. I see between 08 and now, I see more Moors have their children out here with their fezzes up, 5 on the left, 2 on the right, and all that, saying Moorish American prayer and all that better than adults.
Yep.
Going through 101 questionnaire better than adults. So we know that this could do something, because we're seeing it in the airs. We're seeing them happy to have their fez on. We're seeing them happy to know that they're not black. Matter of fact, they're up in there correcting teachers and all that stuff when they start to talk crazy. Talk crazy to them. When the adults said nothing. Adults just let them go celebrate some Black History Month and all that BS. And Lil Yusuf's talking about, no, I don't want to be part of none of that. I'm not black. Why would I celebrate that?
Yep.
My dad doesn't drive. What's driving? What is that? I don't know what driving is. Certain things aren't even in their vocabulary. They don't even know what certain things are because they grew up with Moors. Their mom, their dad, both their parents, whoever is on this info, putting it on them. And it's resonating with them. It's not some far off thing like it was with us, 30 years old, 40 years old. We're just finding out that we're Moors. 5, 6 years old, they know that they're Moors. They get to 11, they're talking about, what do you mean mask? Mask for what? I don't have COVID. No, I need mask for. What do you mean? What do you mean I have a mask for something that's 99% recovery rate? What are you talking about? 99 point something percent recovery rate and people got masks on for real?
They getting more sick getting the shot.
They get more sick wearing the mask.
Yeah, that's nasty. You keep putting the same thing on every day.
Yeah, they got a box of masks that they're going through. They got the same mask on every day.
Yep.
Every day, the same stuff. You know what bacteria on the backside of that mask or whatever, and you're talking about you're protecting yourself from something? How? You've been wearing the same mask for a year. Front of the mask has all the little frizzy stuff on it, looking like it needs a shave.
Yeah, there's so much. I don't know about where y'all at, but where I'm at, there's so much pollution with masks. It's just mass trash everywhere. Just mask everywhere on the ground. Just trash. Just mask everywhere.
Pigeon eating mass loops. Thinking it's goddamn worms and shit. Noodles. There's some noodles right here. You know, pigeon eat anything. Pigeon spitting up mass loops. Talking about forget that. I ain't eating that. You know? Like Brother Cush and them were saying, hey, you see a squirrel over there with a mask on? No? How come the squirrel's not worried about COVID? Isn't it contagious and all that? How come a guy walking his dog has a mask on, but the dog doesn't have a mask on? You're not questioning something? Something doesn't seem weird? Oh, this only humans could catch this. Only humans could catch this. Animals can't catch it. Okay.
Islam, Grand Sheik. Because it's funny you say that, because I'm looking at them squirrels now. They see the sun coming up, and I'm looking at them. Like, oh, so y'all didn't get the memo. It's COVID. Y'all not supposed to come out. I'm supposed to be able to grow my vegetables squirrel free. Be social distance. Don't be in my garden. Yeah, all right. As soon as they see that stuff come up, they in it. Squirrels ain't worried about none of that. And I'm like, yo, no. It's COVID. Yo, that whole thing be bugging me out, man. Yo, I didn't know they had different strands. Like Italy has theirs, and
no, that's the one going crazy out here. Variants, the variants. It's not even the original.
I said, how that work?
Yep.
Yo, but how that work? Corona got together and said, but Corona had to have a meeting. Corona itself had a meeting and said, listen, no, that's Italy, a Corona. We can't. They got that one. We ain't gonna touch them. That's the one that got that one.
You know what it is? You know what it is? Corona and COVID had children.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, what is that? Like, how did y'all got different strands? How did y'all pull that?
The amount of different strands they have here right now, talking about the variants are what's killing people or getting people sick or whatever. It's insane, you know. It's insane.
Yeah, I always want to know. I've been asking. I've been doing my own research, but has anybody got anything on the rules and the so-called rules and the so-called regulations for those two things, the so-called COVID and Corona? Like, anybody get anything in the mail about that?
No.
Nothing. Nobody never got nothing in the mail about it. Only way you see that stuff is what? Social media, and TV,
yep.
Right? Like, and hearsay. Why isn't it coming in the mail? Yeah. If it's a pandemic, it should be in the mail every day. Every day.
Yeah, because because then the COVID's going to spread through the mail. They can't have that.
But they can send them stimulus checks in the mail.
Oh yeah, no COVID on those for sure.
Oh, ain't no. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
No COVID on the stimulus checks.
The 10 feet, that is 6 feet, but it came all the way from overseas through the air.
Super COVID. The more said they got the cape and everything, flew over here.
The flew over here.
6 feet gonna say
came in. What's that bird from the pickle commercial? The stork came on one of them.
Got the cape and everything. Exactly. Mother said it in the chat. No critical thinking going on right now. Zero. Everything is, like the more said, European psychology. Anything these Europeans say, people are going with it. And that's a worldwide thing now. It ain't just our people that got European psychology. Europeans even have that shit. They're not even thinking. Islam, brother, is.
Yo, Islam. I just want to say, with the whole COVID Corona crap, yo, that's like saying I'm going to, and I wouldn't do this, but it's like saying I'm going to the dog fights, and you walk to the dog fight, get there, and you see a Rottweiler 200 pounds on one side against a Chihuahua. Corona, COVID, it's a classification, a Latin soul, Corona, the crown.
Yeah.
It's the classification for what we call influenza. Influenza, you know, as the flu. So, what was happened, and I'm just saying, this is my personal opinion. You do what you want to do, say what you want to say. I do believe that they did try to increase the lethality, how lethal the common flu,
the common cold,
the common flu, not the cold, flu, the flu itself. And I know this for a fact because in the past life, I'm a technologist. I work on the interwebs. Okay, I design tracking systems for quote unquote registered or regulated industries. That'd be like drug manufacturers, healthcare, whether it be healthcare medical devices. I don't care if it's the Da Vinci arm that does remote surgery, or if you're talking about a commode bowl for someone who's inconstant and can't get out of bed. All of those things get tracked. They could be something wrong with that item that quote unquote fails or acts irregularly, unexpectedly, and then that's when you see the recalls come out. Specifically, more like on the drugs, but that's another story for another day. COVID itself, what had happened, they pushed out a stronger version. It went out. However, it got out from wherever it did. I'm not going to comment on that. That's a whole bunch of conspiracy stuff on that.
Yeah.
But I do know that those flu vaccinations that were happening pre COVID, there are any year, there's a total of 20 to 32 different variants of influenza around the planet. Those companies that make those flu vaccines grab the the four most contagious. Not that they differ. It just means if you drop flavor A in New York City, Manhattan, and it's lunchtime, and it's a 75-degree day, sun out in the spring, you best believe after a long winter, everybody's outside. Everyone. Even if it's just for 10 minutes to say, yo, we made it through a winter. Well, you catch that variant in a populous area, those companies get that flu, that strain of it. And they do the four most popular. They then take some of that bacterium and they incubate it. How do they incubate it? They inject it into a chicken egg. You heard me. A chicken egg. That egg is then kept at a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, and then the flu shot is made as a serum from that infected egg. Okay? Y'all follow me so far?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna assume yes, because I'm not hearing no response.
Go ahead, man. Yeah.
Okay. Those four shots or those four variants go into the populace of all the flu vaccines. They don't mix them together. They're four separate shots, and they're distributed based upon what's the most popular case of that strain of bacterium in the area. Okay. So if you're like me and travel a lot, and I go to say I land in Khalifa territory, and I'm walking down the corridor of the airport. They're giving away free influenza shots. This was a few years back. Of course, I passed. Said, no good. No, thank you. I'm good.
I
Because I
remember that.
knew there's no such thing as getting a shot and it stopping you from getting that potential illness. In this case, a vaccination for influenza. What you're doing is exposing your body to a small amount of the bacterium and letting your body build the natural defenses to fight off that small little bit that you got. That's why they tell you after you get the shot, you might feel a little sick the next day. You're not going to be 100%, but it'll pass real quick, yada, 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 because your body's doing its natural thing.
Right.
Okay, so that tells me just by going out into public and seeing someone, a loved one who maybe they have influenza, looking at the common cold, but I still say hello. I still spend time with them. I still maybe greet, handshake, whatever. Well, I just got exposed. But that doesn't mean that I'm a super carrier of the deadliest whatevers, because if it was truly that deadly, my man, they told us to take old clothing, cut it, and make a mask at home in the beginning of this whole thing. All right? All right. When you have time after this class, go on the web, do your DuckDuckGo, whatever search engine you want to go to, and search for PPE, for protective clothing, protective environment for a lab. And there's different ratings of labs as far as what type of contaminants could be worked on. You'll see that on the most contaminated stuff, the most deadliest of deadliest, looking at you, CDC, you got to go in a full bubble. There's a triple door to get in with negative pressure to ensure that whatever isn't blown out from the last door into the next chamber. And you have to do all this holding your breath. Why are you holding your breath? Is you're completely surrounded in plastic, head to toe. You're in a full body condom. But when you get past the third door, the first thing you do is grab a coiled cord off the wall and you connect it to the back of your suit. That pumps air into your suit that gives two verifications. One, you're bringing in your own air supply, so you're not breathing the air in the lab that has the bacterium. Two, with your suit inflated with that air, it lets the other technicians know, yeah, that suit is not compromised. He or she, the other lab technician, the other scientist, the other doctor, whoever is in the laboratory with you knows you're good. Yeah. You're not exposed to whatever you're working with. Not to mention that this specialized equipment, hoods, there's boxes, clear backs with the gloves. Y'all all seen that in the movies. All this to say, they told you to take your old clothes, cut them, and put it over your nose. And then 8-9 months later, don't put one mask, put 3 masks. Ask any of them to show you the size of a bacteria. Tell them to show you a picture of bacteria. Does it exist? Know why? It's too small to see with any equipment, not just the naked eye. So you're seeing doctored images of what people think a bug, virus, bacterium looks like. But no one's ever really seen it. Get it?
Got
so
it.
If you're working in the lab of the cure and you got to wear this bubble suit, how are taking your old drawers and wrapping that 4 times around your nose going to stop you from catching it? Sure, it might catch your saliva from when you speak, But that ain't stopping any fume coming through. Because guess what? If you got 4 masks on and I walk in and I just had a big plate of beans and I lay a hell of a killer of a flagellation, tell me if you smell it or not. If you smell it, guess what?
Mask ain't working.
I'm going into your body. Islam. With that, release the flow.
Islam. With that, any other closing remarks, Mars, before we get off this, so we can figure out what we're doing?
Islam, Mars. Islam, Grand Sheik. Give thanks, man. It's been a while, man. They had it shut down for a while, man.
They had it shut down for a little while. But you know, we're here. We're here.
They can't stop it though. They can't
stop it. They could try. They could sure try. You know, they could sure try.
It sure enough gave me time to go back and watch some classics. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, I remember all of these, man. Like it was a lot of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, give thanks to the Canaanland Moors and their platform. Honest to the Prophet, and Islam to the brother. Ken, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong too.
You got it, brother. Quinn, yes sir.
Quinn, Islam. And all the Moors in the chat. And Islam to the mothers. Give thanks, Grand Sheik. Islam.
Islam, brother Quinn, you got any last words?
Peace, man. Islam, thank you. Thank you, GS. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Islam. Peace to all the Moors.
We just got to close out for any of the Indians and whoever else out there talking about more as a modern word. We're going to close out with this for you. Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the mothers. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quickies. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try? What does more mean? This has been a question that many of our people have asked. The problem is that many of our so-called scholars have said that more means black when the origin of the word did not. So let's quell this once and for all. First off, let's start with our Superman, our Kal-El, our PhD in Moorish history scholar, Dr. Ben, and hear what he says.
There came a time in 1506, after we lost power in Spain, the Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S.
Dr. Ben said we were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S. Many people are familiar with M-O-O-R, but not M-A-U-R. If we go to the Hieroglyphics Dictionary by E.A. Wallace Budge, we find that the word Moor, M-A-U-R, is in the book. The meaning is stated as Palermo Stele, the title of the high priest of Anu. So first off, Moor, M-A-U-R, was on the walls of ancient Hicupta, aka ancient Kemet / ancient Egypt. Second, if we do some research, we find out that Palermo Stele actually means Palermo stone. And this stone was given this name because it was removed from Egypt and brought to a museum at Palermo, Italy. It is also known as Royal Annals of the Old Kingdom in ancient Egypt. If we research this stone deeper, we find out that this stone deals with the first 5 dynasties of ancient Hicupta, aka ancient Kemet, aka ancient Egypt. So that means that the Palermo Stele deals with the Egyptian dynasties from 3100 BCE to 2325 BCE. This is from the Encyclopedia Britannica website. This is from the ancientpages.com website. And check out this PDF on academia.edu for more information as well. So now, let's use some common sense. If we look back into history, the word Moor, M-A-U-R, pops up in Mauritania, Mauryan Empire, and Societas Republicae y Almorecanos Estados. The Mauryan Empire, under Chandragupta, is listed from about 321 BCE to 185 BCE. This is from the Encyclopedia Britannica website. This is from the ancient.eu website. This is from the Wikipedia website. Then there is the Societas Republicae y Almorecanos Estados, which is Latin for the United Association of the Republic of Almorecanos, or the United Republic States of Almorecanos. This is the title of the North American government before the arrival of the Europeans. Next up, all of northern Alkebulan, aka Africa, was known as Mauritania at one point, and this was since 300 BCE. This is from the Wikipedia website. Let's read some of what is said about Mauritania. Mauritania is the Latin name for an area in the ancient Maghreb, Tamazgha. It stretched from central present-day Algeria westward to the Atlantic, covering northern Morocco and southward to the Atlas Mountains. Its native inhabitants, semi-nomadic pastoralists of Berber ancestral stock, were known to the Romans as the Mori and the Masazili. Now let's scroll down a bit and see what it says about the Mori people. Mauritania existed as a tribal kingdom of the Berber Mori people. Mori is recorded as the native name by Strabo in the early 1st century. This appellation was also adopted into Latin, whereas the Greek name for the tribe was Moruzi. The Mori people would later bequeath their name to the Moors, M-O-O-R-S, on the Mediterranean coast of North Africa from at least the 3rd century BC. The Mediterranean coast of Mauritania had commercial harbors for trade with Carthage since the 4th century BC, but the interior was controlled by Berber tribes who had established themselves in the region by the beginning of the Iron Age. Well, this is interesting. Once again, the Mori people would later bequeath their name to the Moors, M-O-O-R-S, on the Mediterranean coast of North Africa from at least the 3rd century BC. What does bequeath mean? Bequeath, verb, leave property to a person or other beneficiary by a will. He bequeathed his art collection to the town, pass something on, or leave something to someone else. He ditched the unpopular policies bequeathed to him. Interesting. So that ties into what Dr. Ben was saying when he said,
we were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S.
Dr. Ben said we were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S. So common sense should tell us that the knowledge from the high priests of Anu at some point started to spread either through some of the priests leaving Hikupta, aka Egypt, and then spreading their wisdom, and or people coming to Egypt to gain this knowledge through the Egyptian mysteries system, and then going back to their respective areas and teaching others. Hence why all of North Alkebulan, aka Africa, Southwest Asia, and North America all bore the word Moor, M-A-U-R, in their titles. Only a few were privileged to learn the mysteries system. So once you quote-unquote graduated from your 40-year study of the mysteries system in Hikupta, aka Egypt, you became a high priest of Anu, aka a Moor, M-A-U-R. So to be clear, the knowledge of the Moors, M-A-U-R-S, at some point started to spread since BC times. And common sense should also tell us that if they all bore the same title, they must have been unified. And because the high priests of Anu, aka Moors, M-A-U-R-S, were very dark-skinned, when they engaged the Europeans took the title of Moor, M-A-U-R, and gave it the meaning black. And that is what you see in the European language dictionaries today when it says more, M-O-H-R, moro, more, M-O-R, etc. It goes back to the Latin word morus, M-A-U-R-U-S. This is from an old German etymology dictionary from 1883. The translation, more, M-O-H-R. The M stands for masculinum, which is masculine noun. Schwarze is black. Aus M-H-D, which is from Middle High German. A-H-D is Old High German. More, then also masculine noun. Aus M-L-A-T, which is from Medieval Latin or Middle Latin. Morus. More, M-O-H-E-R. Auch is also. F-R-Z is Französisch, which means French. More, I-T-A-L, and S-P-A-N is Italian, and Spanish, moro. So as you see, more in German, French, Italian, and Spanish all go back to Medieval Latin or Middle Latin, morus. So there you have it. When you say that more, M-O-O-R, means black, you are literally using the European definition as they understood it. That is what morus, M-A-U-R-U-S, in Middle Latin meant to the European. However, Latin morus. So there you have it. When you say that more, M-O-O-R, means black, you are literally using the European definition as they understood it. Say that more, M-O-O-R, means black, you are literally using the European definition as they understood it. So there you have it. When you say that more, M-O-O-R, means black, you are literally using the European definition as they understood it. Medieval Latin or Middle Latin, morus. So there you have it. When you say that more, M-O-O-R, means black, you are literally using the European definition as they understood it. That is what morus, M-A-U-R-U-S, in Middle Latin meant to the European. However, more, M-A-U-R, in ancient Hiqupta, aka ancient Egypt, was on the walls, and it went back to at least the first 5 Egyptian dynasties, 3100 BCE to 2325 BCE. Its meaning, the title of the high priest of Anu. And these high priests of Anu, Moors, M-A-U-R-S, later left their knowledge to their beneficiaries, Moors, M-O-O-R-S, when Hiqupta, aka Egypt, began to fall, and the Moors, M-O-O-R-S, became the custodians of the ancient Egyptian knowledge. So, the meaning or etymology of more, M-O-O-R, is more, M-A-U-R, the title of the high priest of Anu. Oh, and side note, notice how more, M-A-U-R, appears on 3 different continents from since BC times? Chapter 47, anyone? Common sense was made before book sense.